G'day guys, Uncle Grant here. Hey, I wanted to do a little video for you guys, something a little bit sciencey, but also something really cool. So I got some stuff sent to me and arrived at the door today, and it needed to be kept very cold. So what was in the box to keep it cold was something called dry ice. Now, we know what an ice block is. We take water, we put it in the freezer, and when we get to 0 degrees Celsius, it turns to ice. The water freezes. Now, dry ice is very different. Dry ice is made up of carbon dioxide, which is a gas. So when you breathe in and then you breathe out, when you breathe out, you breathe out carbon dioxide. Okay, so it's a very common gas, but it's invisible, you can't see it. However, when carbon dioxide gets to minus 78 degrees, it goes from being a gas that you can't see into what looks like ice. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take me off camera. I'm going to put some gloves on because it's extremely cold. So it's so cold that it can actually burn you. So much like if you touched a hot frying pan, this is exactly the opposite, because rather than being really hot, this is really cold, and it will burn you in exactly the same way. So give me 2 seconds, let me put my gloves on, I'll be back, and I'll show you some dry ice. Okay, so this is the box that arrived today. Something that came in it needed to be kept very cold, so it needed to remain frozen. Okay, and the way that you can do that, which is more efficient, more effective than using regular ice, because ice melts too quickly, they use this stuff. It's called dry ice. Okay, and as I said before, this is made up of a super frozen gas. Okay, you can probably see a little bit of it evaporating right there. See that little sort of wispy, gassy looking thing? Okay, that's actually dry ice melting. Okay, so the really cool thing about dry ice is that when it melts, okay, it doesn't turn into water, because it wasn't made up of water to begin with. It was made up of the gas carbon dioxide. So when the carbon dioxide reaches a temperature where it can no longer remain frozen, it simply turns into gas. And that's what that wispy, sort of smoky, steamy looking stuff is. Now, you'll see that I'm wearing gloves. Now, even through these gloves, I can feel that this ice is extremely cold. Now, remember I said it only stays frozen at minus 78 degrees. Okay, now regular ice block, 0 degrees. Okay, I want to show you the process of what happens when this dry ice, well, in a word, melts. But like I said, it doesn't melt like regular water, it just turns into gas. Okay, so any guesses what happens when this goes into regular cold water? Anybody? All right, here's the thing. I'm going to show you what happens right now. So hang on 2 seconds. So over here, I've got, whoops, I've got just a little regular plastic container. Okay, I've got a very small piece of dry ice. I'm going to pop that into the container, and then I'm going to put some regular tap water in there, and I'm going to show you what happens straight away. Have a look at that. Have a look at that. Now, can you hear that bubbling? Let me just turn the tap off. Okay, so you can hear it bubbling. Now, what that actually is it's not boiling. What's actually happening, and you can see the bubbles coming up, so that's coming straight up from the dry ice itself. So what's actually happening is that dry ice is now being quickly warmed up, and it's immediately turning back into carbon dioxide in a gas form. So that is what it's doing, and it looks really cool. It looks like I can pour it out and so on. Okay, so we've seen a little bit of cool stuff. Now I want to show you some really cool stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our little bit of ice, and I'm going to take a whole lot of ice. I don't sip a whole lot. Whoop, listen to that. Okay, you ready? So what we're going to do is we're just going to turn on the water and see what happens. Look at that. That is the dry ice turning back into gas. And it looks unbelievable. Watch this. Now I'm not getting wet because there's nothing in there. It's just gas. But look at that. Look at it flooding over the counter and filling up the basin next to it. Let's go around the other side here and see if it's coming over the edge. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. It looks like it's just spilling everywhere, doesn't it? But if we go back, that's a cool effect, isn't it? That's really cool. So if we go back, we can quickly get rid of this. I'll show you how. We just turn the tap off. A little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Let's get rid of all that gas. There we go. Whoops. There we go. So there's nothing there, just gas. So the ice is dry. And when we apply that water to it, it just simply goes from being a solid to a gas. It bypasses what we call the liquid phase. Here we go again. Look at this. Very cool. Now just remember, if you ever get to play with this stuff, always wear gloves, and make sure Mummy and Daddy are there to look after you. Because it's good fun to look at, but it can really, really burn you. Cool. Let's see what it looks like if we put the phone inside there. What do you reckon? Whoa. Whoa. Whoa! How cool is that? Under we go again. And back out we come. Well, there you go, guys. I think you've got the pretty good idea of what that's like and how cool it is. Hi guys, back again. Well, I hope you thought that was pretty cool. I haven't had dry ice to play with for quite a while, so I thought I'd have a bit of fun with it and share it with you as well. So hopefully you got to learn a little bit about what dry ice is and what carbon dioxide is and how cold it has to get to freeze. And then what happens when it turns from that solid back into that gas state. So a little bit of science, a little bit of fun. Hope to see you guys again soon.